Brother, let us stop hiding the truth. Cheating is not a momentary mistake. It is not an accidental wrong. It is not the result of a weak moment. Cheating is an entirely conscious choice. And not just a single choice, but the outcome of a series of decisions made one after another. No matter how skillfully a woman tries to hide it, betrayal always leaves traces. The real issue is that men choose to ignore these traces. Not because they do not see them, but because they do not want to see them. They prefer to hold on to their hopes instead of facing the pain of reality. But the truth is this: in the behavior, in the voice, and in the energy of a woman who cheats, there are always clues. The point is to notice them without waiting for her confession. The first change does not appear in her behavior, but in her presence. If you are an emotionally balanced man, you will feel this difference before the physical signs even appear. Suddenly, she becomes less attentive and less reachable. She is still in your life, still continuing with her daily routine, but her energy has noticeably grown colder. Once she would approach you with warmth in her eyes, now she barely looks at you. Once she leaned closer, now she creates distance. When you ask, "Is something wrong?" she brushes it off with, "I am tired," or "I am in a strange mood." What she is really doing is withdrawing from you emotionally. Her body may still be beside you, but her mind is already somewhere else. And this disconnection is the very first stage of the betrayal she does not yet have the courage to admit. The next sign is defensiveness. A loyal woman does not overreact to simple questions. But if she has something to hide, even ordinary questions feel like threats to her. "Where were you?" turns into an argument. "Who were you texting?" becomes a long lecture about trust. Yet you were not accusing her. You merely noticed something. But her guilt makes her shift the attention by accusing you of being controlling or toxic. The reality is this: you have gotten close to the truth, and her ego cannot handle it. The phone becomes a shield. This is the most well-known sign, yet most men still choose to ignore it. Once she would leave her phone lying around. Now the screen is always turned face down. Notifications are turned off. She takes the phone even to the bathroom. This is not about hiding from others. It is about hiding from you. Because a loyal woman does not feel the need to guard her phone like this. But a woman caught up in the attention of another clings to her phone as if it were the key to her freedom. If you feel this sudden, tense possessiveness, never ignore it. Projection is another typical behavior. A cheating woman often throws her own actions onto you. She asks questions like, "Are you seeing someone?" or "Why are you so distant?" Questions that are in fact about herself. At first it may seem like insecurity. But when you look deeper, you realize she is trying to lighten her own guilt. If she can make you look guilty, then her betrayal does not appear so heavy in her own eyes. This is a psychological defense. But for a careful man, it is a red alert. The woman has already crossed the line, whether mentally, emotionally, or physically. Another sign is the beginning of contempt. Her tone grows colder, her jokes sharper. There is no softness left in her conversations. Instead of openly addressing problems, she shows passive-aggressive behavior. The reason is that, in her mind, she now sees you as the problem. She wants to justify her betrayal. She tries to paint you as emotionally distant, boring, or incompatible. This way, her conscience feels lighter. She finds a reason. If you do not stay strong, you will believe this story and end up fighting a shadow that does not exist. This is where men collapse, not because of the betrayal itself, but because they exhaust themselves trying to fix something that was never real. Another painful yet clear sign is that her emotional energy no longer flows toward you. Once she shared everything with you, her thoughts, her feelings, her stress, her stories. You were her safe harbor. Now she gives short, shallow answers. "Nothing important," or "I don't feel like talking." But it is not that she has less to say. She is simply sharing it with someone else. Most of the time, emotional betrayal begins before the physical one. And once another man fills her emotional space, her heart has already begun to migrate. Sudden changes in physical appearance are also important signs. This is not about normal care. It is about suddenly paying attention to lingerie, buying new clothes, new perfumes, or making radical changes in hairstyle. The critical point is this: none of it is for you. None of it is related to your comments. It is not to look more attractive for you, but to measure the attention of someone else. When she looks in the mirror, she no longer imagines your gaze, she imagines the attention of another. Then come the meaningless arguments. You are blamed for even the smallest things. In truth, it is she who has changed, but she puts the fault on you. This is no coincidence. She is projecting her guilt and tension onto you. If you fall into this trap, you will waste your energy on a problem that cannot be solved. And this works to her advantage. Because while you are busy searching for your own faults, she continues to hide her truth. And then comes the coldest sign of all: indifference. Not anger, not sadness, not coldness, just apathy. When you make mistakes, she does not react. When you succeed, she does not care. Once, even her anger was a sign of her interest. But indifference is proof that, in her mind, the relationship has already ended. While you try to reignite the flame, she is quietly burning the bridges. And here is the most painful truth: you can feel it. Deep in your chest, in the pit of your stomach, you know something is wrong. But instead of facing it, you create excuses. She is just tired. She is just stressed. She is just a little distant. But never forget, women do not pull away without a reason. Either she is testing you, or she is hiding a truth she does not have the courage to say. Brother, when that moment comes, there is only one thing to do. Do not wait for her to confess. Do not wait for her to be caught. Because by then, it is already too late. The time to leave is the moment you realize you are no longer valued. When you feel your presence means nothing, when your energy is unappreciated, when your instincts are screaming, but your fears silence them, that is the moment to leave. And know this: a cheating woman always leaves traces. But a man who respects himself does not wait for her words to confirm them. He walks away silently, decisively, and with dignity. And when the woman one day realizes what she has lost, she does not see the man she let slip away. She sees the man she will never be able to reach again.